Blog Talk Radio. Welcome to Take Two Radio. We are pleased to bring you interviews with people in the entertainment and music industry, discussions and recaps of the 4 remaining daytime soaps. That's The Bold and the Beautiful, The Young and the Restless, General Hospital, and Days of Our Lives, as well as various other shows. For upcoming and previous shows, check take2radio.com. That's with the number 2. And you can find us on Blog Talk Radio, iHeartRadio, iTunes, and other streaming apps. Follow us on social media at Take Two Radio, and thanks for listening.
Hey, good evening, everyone. This is David Saldani, your host for Take Two Radio Soaps and Review, and hopefully our friend Pam will be joining us soon. And with me, I have Anthony. I have Will, and I have Carolyn. Is that you?
Hi, everybody. I missed y'all.
I'm here.
And
hey.
So we are missing our Candice.
We are missing our Candice, girls. So we're doing a special Tuesday show. Yes, co-hosts indulged me. I have a mini vacation and a convention coming up in the next couple of weeks, so I won't be on the next show, and I wouldn't be available for Thursday, so I just want to say, while we're live and on air, thank you, co-hosts.
You're welcome.
You're very welcome to do that.
Oh, my God, I can't wait to get into it tonight. There is so much going on.
I know there is.
We were going to start out.
It is
Carolyn, I just want to check in with you.
Yes.
It feels like it's sweeps month all over again.
I want to know how you're feeling right now.
A little anxious. What's going on over there, Anthony, with the storm?
It's looking like we're only going to get the tail of it. And it really needs to stay that way because I don't want flight delays. Everything is choreographed.
You're getting the tail, and it's heading right here to Tampa. So,
and so
got the sandbags, getting all prepared.
Yeah, we got some weather over here too, but we're doing good. It's like what you said. It's kind of like the end of it. Basically, it's just like little. It starts and then it stops, but luckily it's not anything too heavy.
Willie, refresh us. Where are you?
I'm in New Braunfels.
Well, we are, of course, keeping our fingers crossed. You know, the National Weather Service predicts this to be, a high-intensity hurricane year, and this is just the beginning. So, all of you out there
they warned us over here. They warned us over here today. We warned that we got two weeks straight of rain coming up, and just to be prepared for anything, just in case anything does happen. So yeah, they've given us our warning over here.
Good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How's the heat up where you are, David?
It's sticky. It's like high 80s right now. Even after that storm we had?
Yeah, I can't believe some of the temperatures that we're seeing around the country. But there's no global warming. That's all. That's all fake news.
Yeah,
Carolyn.
it's 74 here. It's sunny.
Carolyn, our queen, did you bring our list of predictions?
Yes, I did, but my handwriting's horrible. I can't even read it. But
you can't read your own handwriting. Candice, is that you, my love?
Struggle through.
Yes, it's me.
Hi, honey.
Hi, Candice.
Hey, everybody. Hey.
Hello, it's July, Candice.
Hey. Oh.
Did you barbecue, or did you go out with friends or anything, or did you just stay home?
I actually stayed home. So I kind of had like a quiet 4th of July. Yeah.
Well,
I did too.
We went to my younger sister's house and we did the barbecue thing. We did s'mores, a cozy fire, and the fireworks. Oh, and jalapeno bombers.
Nice. We did indoor hamburger grilling on the electric
that's
skillet.
always fun.
Oh,
That's always fun.
Yeah, no, it's been on and off raining, and when you don't want to barbecue when there's that much humidity in the air because the smoke just hangs, and
I can imagine. Oh my gosh, you guys stay safe.
Down here in Florida, we had tacos, guacamole, and margaritas.
There you go.
Nice.
Oh, nice.
Whoa.
I like that.
Yeah.
Everybody save a creamsicle for me, Carolyn.
Well, it's waiting, David. I might have to put it in the freezer.
Everybody,
I can't believe you went on vacation and you didn't have one.
Well, I went north. I didn't go south.
So what do you guys
north of New York
about? I'm sorry. Go ahead, William, and then I'll go.
Okay. It was just something important because I know we're all talking about food right now. Just be really, really careful. There's a call right now for recalls on meat, and I'd hate for anyone else to get sick. Yep. There's a big thing going on here, especially here. A lot of recalls meat is making people sick, so just be careful where you shop because they're not going to tell you because they lose customers by telling the truth. So you got to be really careful what you're buying at the stores these days.
Yeah, you do.
Yeah, especially for folks that use their grocery shopping services a lot. Absolutely.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. What we're doing here is we're cutting down our meats anyway because it's too pricey. I mean, like even if you just buy like steak, they've raised the prices so high. It's like why even bother getting the steak because it's too high.
It's doubled here. It's doubled here in Florida where I am.
Yeah,
same here.
We're getting it here. They're doubling like everything crazy. Like you. Yeah, it is. It's crazy.
Yeah, Publix wants 19 something for eight hamburger patties. I was like, you got to be kidding me.
Wow.
Yeah.
I had a question for the group before you guys get started for tonight's excitement. Yeah. I've had this question and I want to know how y'all feel. Okay, with all the soaps that have been on, which one would you say of the the characters? Which one did you like better, of the original or recast on a soap opera? Can you tell the difference, like when they recast? Would you prefer the originals or did you like when they recasted?
Depends who the recast is.
Yeah,
and how
comfortable they are in the role. On the story.
Do you have any ones that you can like off of your mind that maybe you like sticks out? Like for example, let's say maybe like Joe Foster from Young and the Restless.
Brianna Lane.
Joe Farnsworth's Guiding Light. Candice, right, girl?
Not doing this tonight. No, I mean,
Candice, girl, we gotta go real.
I didn't choose violence tonight. I just came on here to talk about stuff. And y'all see, I was doing really good prior. Here's the thing. When it comes down to recast, and when I always say that I'll give you probably one of the top ones was Terry Lesnar and Peter Bergman, who played both played Jack.
Okay.
Yeah.
They both brought something to the character, and also when you do a recast, the writing has to be solid for them to gel into. Because some recasts, they have a tough time finding their way. And I'm just going to say these people, it's nothing against them. It's just, to me, the writing is not strong versus the original person. And that is Marcy Miller and Emmy Rowland and Anika Noel. It's nothing against those actresses. It's just, to me, the material, they're good recasts, but the material sometimes doesn't stick with them. And I wish because I know Marcy could do it. I definitely knew Emmy could do it. I definitely know Anika can definitely do it. But for, you can tell when a recast is because they'll probably put them in a different orbit or whatnot. I'll give you another example. There's been make sure I'm getting this right. 1, 2, 3, 4 Adams.
Yep.
Now, you got Chris to Michael Mooney. Michael Mooney to Justin Hartley. Justin Hartley was the one that everybody was like, ugh, but he nailed it. And now you have Mark Grossman. And to me, each four of those actors, the material was there because it's a strong character. I think that's and it needs to be. And I think that goes a long way to make a good recast, a solid recast, is the writing material. Because if you just have them there, then it's like,
oh, no, I agree.
Okay.
I agree. My favorite, like for me, on my end, my favorite would have to be the original. Like we're talking about Greenlee Smythe on All My Children. And then when she left and they replaced her with another recast, I just couldn't with that one. I mean, I tried really hard to get into it as her as a recast, but I just couldn't. It just felt so, it felt flat. The only thing that interested me for her part was when they did the storyline where Zach, poor Zach, got into a car accident and he had to go for an ear surgery.
Mm-hmm.
That was emotional and sad. But over than that, I could not attach myself to her recast of Greenlee. I guess maybe because I was just used to the original Greenlee.
I mean, you take a look at the Carlys. Go ahead.
I was just going to say the Carlys. 3 out of 4 were not home run knockouts. And the only reason number 3 wasn't is because there was a last-minute replacement put in. They wanted somebody else for the part, et cetera, et cetera. So Jennifer Branson literally came in 3 days before shooting. So, I think, unfortunately, not having that knock it out of the park moment in the very beginning, screwed her for her, very short entire run of the Carlys. But all 3, Sarah Joy Brown, Tamara Braun, and Laura Wright, all have brought amazing A-game to an amazing A-game character. And each tenure gives you, something, the same through line, but something amazingly different with each actress.
Mm-hmm. And also, you take a look at Ron Moss and Thorsten Kaye. And I'm going to be honest, when I heard Thorsten coming over as Ridge, I was like, okay, this is going to be interesting. When he came over to Bold and everything, I kept saying this to a lot of people. The way they were writing him gave me a little bit of Zack Slater with Patrick Thornhart. Like, they merged those two characters together because he was a poet. He was like, and I'm like, no, Rich is a playboy. Like, wait a minute, like, we're not doing this. And I found it so, like, over time, they finally figured his strength as Ridge versus his weakness. And it's okay to do that. That's why we say, you take a look at
They had to find his footing. Right. And I agree. That, I mean, when I first saw it, I was like, okay, I can't with Ridge. But now I can because I love seeing Ridge go against with Bill. Remember?
Yeah.
Remember? We're
but
both
I think
they played with that. They played with that very skillfully. Whereas, and you can hold these two examples, same show. You can hold them side by side. In Ingo Rademacher, I can never say his name properly. You know who I'm talking about.
Rademacher.
Thank you.
Rademacher.
Versus Ridge.
Windsor.
Windsor Harmon was so memorable, was so good in the role. Same thing with Ron Moss.
I couldn't take him seriously as Thorne. I'm sorry, guys. I couldn't do it. I've tried to connect.
But they didn't do the chemistry testing and the storyline testing with him. Exactly. But he had a year. In that year, they did nothing with the character.
There's times where they get casting the recast wrong. Like, and again, sometimes it's not the actors and everything. It's just sometimes it's the decision making of it all. Because here's another one. And Passions fans. If you're a fan of Passions, you know where I'm going at with this. This was nothing. I'm not even going to say it. But y'all know
Candice, I got you. Candice, I got you. What about Cassie Lane? What about Cassie Lane from Guiding Light when they did the Blackout storyline? That was it for me.
Wait a minute.
I could not connect to Cassie.
I defend this all the time. I feel as though this is one of those things, because if we all remember how this all went, this is General Hospital fans, Guiding Light fans, we all remember this moment. Right. On a Friday, it was Laura Wright, Cassie. The lights went off, and then on Monday it was Nicole Forster. The same thing happened on General Hospital. Jennifer Bradford was on Train Ride. On Monday, the role of Carly is now being played by Laura Wright. Here's the thing.
Yep.
I like the Nicole Forster. As Cassie. I love Laura Wright. To me, if you are an actor or actress who can sell it to me, and look, here's the thing. Nicole Forster's Cassie was doing the stuff that I wish that Laura Wright's Cassie was doing by being with Josh and doing all this. I wish that was Laura Wright. To me, Nicole sold it because, she had to do the hard part. Tammy's dust. Mm-hmm. That was, because when Stephanie Garcia came on, that was Laura Wright. That was her buddy. That was her student. And to me, for Nicole to kind of gel into the Kim Zimmer orbit, and kind of, in my opinion, own it, I got to give her props for that.
That's true.
Noelle
I'll
Beck
give you
and
credit
Martha
on that.
Byrne. Here's the thing about Noelle Beck and Martha Byrne. That was another hard stuff. So I feel as though sometimes it could be casting decision that sometimes these recasts doesn't work out to the. Another one is Judy Evans and Beth Chamberlain. I just thought about that just now. Talk about that's a home run. That was a home run.
Oh, my God. I love them both. I love both of them.
Right.
But you know the ones that I cannot match with is on Guiding Light when they switch Mindy Lewis 3 times.
Or all the different Tinas on One Life to Live.
Yeah.
They had that blonde chick for a couple of years. That was not Tina. That was a completely different character.
Right.
She came back. It's like when Blair was Asian Pacific Islander American.
Yeah, Blair was Asian.
I'll give you a recent one that I'm split hairs on. The recast of Vivian on Days of Our Lives.
Wow.
Here's the thing. Louise Durrell to me is Vivian. Always.
Thank you.
Always will be
Thank you. Yes.
Vivian.
Yes. Thank you.
When they recast her
with
when they recast her with Robin Strasser, I understood why it happened. I got it.
Right.
But to me, Robin wasn't playing Vivian. To me, who I was seeing was kind of a heightened version of Dorian Lord. Okay.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Mixed in with
a little bit of
from another world. Yeah, with
exactly.
a little bit of that too.
Yes.
And then when
it felt like Dorian was in Salem. Right.
Yeah. And then when you had Linda Dano, I love me some Linda Dano. Y'all don't know. I love her. But who did I see? I saw Felicia and Ray Cummings.
Felicia Gallant.
I saw Felicia and Ray Cummings both.
Yes.
And to me, it's
wait. Now I'm going to take the counterpoint on that and say this. Because it was a limited storyline arc, I think that they gave us just enough of the character that they're most known for, a.k.a. Felicia, a.k.a. Dorian, so that those people that were going to tune in just to see Robin Strasser on screen might get bitten by the Days of Our Lives bug. I actually think it was more brilliant for them play the two versions of Vivian closer to the characters that they were known for on their other soap operas, and try to flirt with that.
I'm just going to say why I think, to me, I'm split hairs because, on one, if you're going to be cast as Vivian, honey, you need to born it. At the same time,
you need to own it. You need to own it.
You need to own it. Say this, and I don't, and I know I know people are going to say, Candice, you come after. I also feel as though this was a writing thing too, because it is nice to have people that Ron knows Linda and knows Robin and stuff, and it was nice for them to come and step in. But like I said, if you're going to play this role, whether it's 6 weeks to 8 weeks to a year to whatnot, you still need to dominate that role instead of making me think of Felicia and Ray. And I know who these people are, but for some people who don't have the history of these actors, you need to show us why you're stepping into these iconic
But then
suits.
look at the storylines though, and what they were actually given to play. Honestly, both of those arcs could have been done without the Vivian character. Mm-hmm. You could have put Kate in. You could have put Kate into a behind-the-scenes storyline that came up front and used the same devices with Kate and never dealt with two different Vivians.
I mean, now here I'll give you another one, and we had I think we talked about this too. It was with Jacob Young.
Oh yeah.
The debate about the Luckies. Lord, this goes down in the history books. We started out with Jonathan Jackson, right?
Right.
He was our team.
Yeah.
We saw him, and then he was gone, and they recast him with Jacob Young. And Jacob was on the show. And we talked about this. Is that some people didn't openly welcome him into the. But again, it goes with the storyline because at that time when Jacob was cast as Lucky was brainwashed. So it was kind of perfect. You had a new actor playing this quote unquote new refurbished character, and then we went on to adult Lucky, played by this guy named Greg Vaughn. Hey, Greg. Hi. But
Greg was cute. I like Greg. Greg Vaughn was cute as with Monaco's character.
I don't know. Yeah, I mean, okay, I got not
do
this
fun.
on the show.
Mm-hmm.
Thank God Pam is not on here to do this to mess with me tonight. But and it's sort of like, and then recast it back with Jonathan Jackson. And like you just said, it goes whatever the story is, and where that recast belongs. And sometimes it's a hit, and sometimes it's a miss. Days of Our Lives today, full alert, the recast Chanel is on. So it's like, okay, people are already starting to do the comparison because look, we do this. Let's see if she is better than the original, or she's not, or do we want the original back? Well, Precious is doing a show right now, so God bless. So
speaking of David, I've got a question for David. David, I heard that they're going to do an exciting storyline for Abby for Dave. Which actress is going to be the Abby coming back?
I don't know when Marcy's coming back.
She's on set. She's on set. She's back on set.
Okay,
She's
I was just
now?
wondering if they're going to switch Abby's again, or is it just going to be Marcy returning?
Nah. Kate Manson is doing full-time directing now. And so Marcy
congratulations to Kate. That's great.
And I just thought about the recent recast. Dan, the one that plays EJ. Can I just say real quick, you're doing good, honey.
Go ahead.
You're doing good.
Yeah.
Yeah, he is.
I'm very impressed.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yes, me too. So
Carolyn?
But there are some characters that absolutely cannot be recast at this point.
Victor Newman.
Julie.
You cannot recast Rita Shane.
Yeah. Julian Doug, you cannot recast. You can't recast Doug.
Not even temporarily?
I think for a storyline. I think for a storyline emergency, maybe you can stick somebody in for a couple of weeks if the actress or actor has. But let's take Victor Newman, because that's one of the most iconic. Who could actually, Tony Geary could step in and play Victor Newman in a different way, but who is gonna be able to play the Victor Newman that we know in the way that Eric Brady
we're
plays
accustomed to?
I don't think
CGI version, a mannequin, a CGI version of Eric Brady. I mean, do we
let him be willing to do voiceover.
Do you remember when Catherine Hicklin, who played Lindsay, you guys know her, One Life to Live, played Brooke in Bold and Beautiful sub for Catherine Kelly Lane?
Yeah.
I did not know that. I can't remember that one.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I don't remember that either.
Mm-hmm.
Oh wow! How did she do? How did the fans react?
She did okay. I mean, again, for some of y'all don't remember, that means something. But no, I mean, but it was just a temporary situation. Nothing against Catherine, but it was just, you know, she was there, and then she did a few episodes and whatnot. I mean, you take a look. I mean, oh gosh, one of the mishaps.
She had the presence. Yeah, she had the
presence.
presence.
She had the presence. She did. Yeah. She did. My girl had a presence. Okay, I'll give you a miscast. Yeah. And look, you brought the show up, so I'm going to say it. I love this show, and I love this actress. But Joan Collins as Alexander Spaulding was such a miscast.
Oh my God!
And I'm going to tell you why. I'm going to be 110. Joan, by the way, honey, I miss you. On TV, you need to be somewhere. You need to be on Forever in a Day. You need to be on Days. You need to be on Dynasty. You need to be somewhere right now, girl. Here's the problem.
Yeah, but
she just
she
played
needs
her
own
Dynasty character. She played the exact character she's been playing for years, her Dynasty. All we needed was Linda Evans coming down and saying, "You bitch," and then have the whole, swing fighting in the fountain.
Oh, my God, yes. Like when she blackmailed.
If you want to do it.
When her character blackmailed Beth for control of Spaulding Enterprises, that was funny.
Yeah. Now I'm gonna say Alexander Spaulding is one of those characters that was like, okay, Beverly McKenzie's up and left. She was like, I ain't waiting for y'all to renew my contract. I'm Beverly McKenzie. I'm gone. That was
Did she retire? Did she retire at that time?
No. Homegirl was on General Hospital was her last soap that she did.
Okay.
Yeah, we need an episode of that. We need to talk about Beverly McKenzie. Scott McKenzie, if you're listening, hi, honey. But the thing is that Alexander Spaulding, just like Alex Spaulding, because you had Christopher, I can't think of his last name, and he passed away because he was sick. We all know the story about that. And that was a hard, they had to seek high and low to find somebody, and they struck gold, in my opinion. I know a lot of people will kind of argue about it, but Rod Reigns, to me, did a good job. Now, with Alexander Spaulding,
there was Daniel Pilon before him.
Yeah.
Yeah, I got
kudos. I'm being nice right now. But I mean, when they found, again, Beverly McKenzie was like Beverly freaking McKenzie, right? Nobody, and Michael Zaslow. I mean, and that's somebody else that could never be replaced with Michael Zaslow, and how dare you, Don Light, for doing that. But with Beverly, when she left and everything, they had to find somebody who could do that character justice. And to Martha say what you want. That girl nailed that character. So that's why I always say, Beverly McKenzie could do her thing, and Martha did her thing. But Joan Collins, all I saw was Dynasty. I was like, din, 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 din. I was waiting for John James to come on and play the new. I was waiting for all of it. I was like, din, din, din. I was like, okay, the way they set that character up. So. But anyway, let's get back to what's really happening in the world.
I've got two kudos. To give out to real quick.
I have a quick question to piggyback on your question, Will. So these special guest stars, who do you name one that you think really worked and one that you think was horrific? And I'm going to throw my horrific one out right now. Adrienne Barbeau on General Hospital. That was a waste of a year and a half of my life.
That was what's her name?
The Baltic, the Bolton, whatever.
The Balkan.
Yeah. The Balkan, yeah.
And with Brenda.
and
oh my God, I hated it
too.
I hated that character, the Bolton.
Now. Oh my God! One recast that absolutely worked. Sebastian Roche as Jerry.
Yep.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, Carolyn. You wanted to move us along to what our Emmy predictions?
Okay, but I want to make a comment about the new EJ. I think he's going to be really great in the dynamics with Chad, Tony, Kate, but. From my point of view, I don't think the chemistry's not there with
Sammy.
with Sammy. No, That's
Mhm.
I mean,
You know where I see the where I see the chemistry
I think they
going?
did that on purpose. I think they
With
did that
Abby?
on purpose in a way. Yeah.
No, Nicole. I think it's going to be Nicole.
Really? Really?
Yeah. I think they're going to go back to that.
Oh, maybe.
I would, but you know what I do? I said this, you know, with a lot of people is that here's a perfect example of how two recasts can actually probably do. I want to see it. I do want to see Abby and EJ. I want to see how Marcy and Dan play off of each other.
Yeah.
I do want to see that. I do want to see Ari and Dan. I want to see EJ with the people that, you know, before Dan. I want to see him interact outside of his norm. So yeah, I mean, to me, the Demera men, he already gelled in with them. I like him and Billy Flynn. I like Tails. I like him and Brent. I like that dynamic. I do. I do want to see him and Stacey Hadouk. When Stacey returns, I do want to see him. I do want to see him. You know, like we saw, I mean, him and Allison Sweeney and Brian DeTillo, I like the zings. Like bam, 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 shot fire, boom, boom, boom. I like that. So far, he's 2-2. He's got that dynamic. But elsewhere outside, I want to see where this goes. I do want to see it.
I want to see Will Horton and EJ and scenes together. That would be exciting.
Sorry. I think if they paired him in a scheme with Gabby and take a backwoods look at the Gabby, Jake, what was his name before he was Jake? Stefano. Stefano part 2. Yeah, I'd like to see them play with Gabby and EJ.
It'll probably get to it, yeah.
Speaking of days, I want to give a kudo real quick to Ron. Thank you so much for having Eli walk around in a towel.
So what do we think of Pricetown?
I don't get
what?
that whole thing. I don't get that whole thing at all. I don't like it. I don't know why he's doing it.
I understand the reality of it, of why she's doing it, and it's a Sophie thing to do, is to kind of take over. But I'm gonna be real. That scene when they blew it up, and the last thing you saw was Tom and Alice's plaque. Let me tell you something. As somebody who has gone through set destructions, yes, I'm talking to you, Young and the Restless. How dare you do that to the Newman Ranch and the Chancellor Mansion? I ain't never forgive you for that. And GH, that Quartermain house looks horrible. I felt as though I know, like everybody says, they're going to rebuild it and stuff like that. But to me, I just felt as though that shouldn't have been one of your last scenes. That shouldn't have been, like, to me, it's sort of, and you know, I'm not gonna speak on everybody. I was just like, wow, okay. But some fans that I saw on social media was like, yeah, that's exactly how we feel the show is. They're blowing up the history, like they don't care about the show itself. They're just blowing it up just to blow it up and destroy it. And I felt as though, like, look, I know people say fans read into too much, but sadly, we don't do it just because we got nothing else to do. It is sort of like, okay, we've seen these shows, most of us since the day it started. Some of us go back 20 years ago, 30 years. So it's sort of like we understand when a new era happens, some things do get forgotten. And some things, you know, come back. But that was like, okay, Dave.
That was sad.
Like what was like you could have blown up. You could have had this is what I said. You could have had like the plaque that says "Welcome to Salem" fall. I wouldn't have been mad. I'm like, damn, oh God, like yeah, she blew up Salem, y'all. But to have that iconic plaque be the last thing, in my opinion, I was just like, ooh, okay, well, that got people talking.
It's gonna stick in everybody's mind.
Yeah, very disrespectful. For so many years. No. Sad. Hopefully there'll be a turnabout.
I've got a little teaser for you since we're talking about days. Get ready because EJ's reaction to Sammy and Lucas getting together is going to shock all of Salem because he's got a few secrets of his own, and he is going to start a new romance. He is going to start a new romance with someone in town. It could be Nicole, but it could be someone else. But the point is, don't count out that Lucas and Sammy are done with EJ threatening them because he's far from over as far as getting back with them.
Look, I'm going to be honest. I wouldn't even care. I wouldn't even mind a EJ and Gabby. There, I said it. Go, Gabby, get out. Go ahead.
I think EJ and Gabby would be hot. I do.
It would be a different pace for Gabby because look, I'm gonna be honest. Oh God, I need to vent. I'm sorry, you guys. Jake and Gabby makes no sense.
Thank you.
Why did they keep pairing them together? It's getting old already.
Because,
it's like, oh my God, it's going to be about Jake again.
I'm going to tell you what it is. It's the same reason that they had Devon and Amanda. My thing is this. Okay, the actors have chemistry. That's because they played a couple before. Wow, shocker. I understand as a writer. Trust me, I understand this. When you're a writer, you do make mistakes. Mistakes that you wish you could be like, oh, dang, I wish I didn't do this. But I'm going to say this, Dave, you don't fall in that category. Why? Because you did it 6 months in advance. You could have changed the outcome of Stefan's death. You could have changed it where Jake was the same person but had memory issues. For him to be all of a sudden, now he's all demure. Like, the transformation of Jake makes no sense to me at all.
It could have been exciting. Like, if they really wanted to make him like a hot... If they really wanted to make him like a hot bad boy, he could have flirted with Nicole or anybody.
I'm going to say this. I would say you would have took him the same way as Bonnie, but I'm taking that back because Bonnie apparently is the same person. Don't get me started. But with Jake, like to me, okay, you had this story where Gabby thought it was her dead husband, and yeah, we all felt that same way too. But the DNA test proved 129% that this was not your dead husband. So you moved on. What I had applauded, and if anybody had heard me, I was applauding Dave because I was like, all right, we're going to have Gabby and Brady maybe. I was like, oh, that's going to be good. Then you have Gabby and Phillip, which they dropped. Apparently, I don't know what the deal with that about. But to me, there was other – I'm Eli and Eli fans. I love y'all. Y'all know that. But I was also kind of wondering, I was like, I wonder if they're going to do something to make them, like, messy. I don't know. Like, I just wanted to see Gabby with other people because I'm getting to this point now with all these soaps, when you bring back a look-alike, the twin of the twin or the triplet, you pair them up with the dead person's spouse. And to me, it doesn't work because Gabby should be with somebody else. Look, hey, Abby fans, don't come after me, but y'all know I love y'all too. But Chad and Gabby, why not? Let's go there with Gabby. Why?
Oh my God, yes, I love Chad and Gabby. They were so hot together the first time around. And not only that, but if Gabby is supposed to be the next quote unquote Demera woman, because I love the scene with Sammy and Gabby. I'm sorry, I was this is giving me Kate and Sammy vibes, right? And I was like, Sammy and Gabby has had their mess. They definitely had the whole Nick thing and everything like that. To me, Gabby is and Carolyn, you know what scene I'm about. Real quick, I'm just saying the scene in the boardroom when Gabby was doing all of that work. I was like, yes, this is why she needs to be a Demera for real, but not to you, Jake. Because Jake, no offense, honey, I know you're from Jake from State Farm. You and Gwen plotted. I don't know what y'all was still plotting, but to me, like Gabby knows her P's and Q's. So to me, Gabby belongs to the Demera house, and I feel as though Jake, you're only going to bring her down. So can we please, no offense, but can we just please just end this all and EJ and Gabby just hook up for give me about 3 weeks, 3 months, no baby stuff. Well, no baby. We don't need a baby. Give me 3 months to 6 months. No, please, no babies. No babies.
Yeah, no babies right now. No babies. No.
Candice, I got a question for you since I'm going to piggyback off of your discussion here. What do you think they can do with Jake? Is he running into a corner, or do you think that he's still parable?
In the words of a famous song by one of my favorite boy bands ever, this song was #1 for 32 weeks, and it still continues to be a hit. Bye, 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 bye. I want to be a fool for you.
I'm not going to lie. I feel for Jake, but you know what? I kind of want him to leave Salem. That way he can return over to General Hospital, and we can get Johnny back.
Here's the thing about Jake. I do believe, I believe that because of Brandon's performance as the emergency recast. Talk about another recast. There you go. He did good. He was a great fit on Days. But the problem is the character isn't working. And not only that, but when you put Kate into the mix of it, first and foremost, Kate does not need a Jake. Okay?
No.
Kate is back on her own. And I love the fact that they had that line when Kate was kind of owning her. Look, Kate has been around. Jake is just this young person with who's wet behind his ears. So to me, I feel as though what happened was when they brought Gwen and Jake on, and this is just me. I don't know if anybody else thought about this. They were trying to see which character was going to hold more weight with the fans.
Yeah.
Was it going to be Gwen, who we didn't know, or because of Brandon? And again, it's not saying. Was they going to say, "Oh, we want Brandon, we want Brandon"? Okay, we want Brandon, just like we want Michelle Morgan. But if your character does not work, honey, guess what?
Cut your arm.
Yeah.
I don't know.
If you ask me which character has more weight right now, who I can see have at least 3 months worth of storyline, back then, if we go back in time, I actually would have still said Gwen. Jake would have had some if they would have played it right. But to me, I just felt as though they were fishing Jake around, just as he was a worm, and to see if a fish would catch him.
I feel they kind of forced the relationship of Gabby and Jake after Gabby returned wherever she disappeared to.
But Jake was already so lost by that point. The character was already so bad by that point. But let's do school for a second and hop over to Port Charles because they have actually perfected this. Now, I'm sorry. I'm one of the people that I love Liz and Franco, but at this point, I don't think that they couldn't break them up after all that they went through. They couldn't credibly break them up. And so I don't know how well Dr. Austin is going to take off, but from Todd to Franco, in the very beginning, I did not know whether this was going to happen or not, but knowing it was Roger Howarth, I was like, okay, I'm in to at least give it a chance. So,
and he did well.
Same thing. He did amazingly well. Same thing with Silas Finn. He came back as Steven. He's been, 7 or 8 characters on General Hospital at this point?
Michael Easton.
You look at Michael Easton.
Yeah, Michael Easton.
Michael Easton. I think Michael Easton actually is getting ready to tie Drake Hogerson for the most characters on the soap. But it's like the transitions for these actors. I mean, like Roger said it in his interview. I can't change the way I look. I can only do the body language. And I love that because Roger. He is playing a different character. He is sort of like Sarah Brown. She came on as Claudia. Look, homegirl owned her role.
Oh, my God. I knew Claudia.
Claudia was my girl.
That was good.
And with General Hospital.
Oh, my God.
Yeah. I will say with General Hospital, is it too early to give them an Emmy for next year?
Not at all. But here's my point. When they have done this, they haven't tried to recreate the exact storyline of the character that they just killed off 6 months ago. If you're going to kill off the character, don't bring the actor back or actress back in a new name, same body, sometimes the same damn clothes, but they got a whole new weird-ass storyline that has nothing to do with the show that we've been watching for 20, 30 years.
Because what I like was they jumped. Yeah. Go ahead.
Jake was it made no sense from the beginning, and it just took dumb turn after dumb turn after dumb turn. And even the stunt casting, bringing all 3 of the Vivians, I mean, come on. It's time to heave ho.
I've got some major juicy teasers for the GH, Port Charles and GH. Okay, here we go. Nina is going to be finding out the truth about Maxie's baby, and Austin is going to reveal himself in a very exciting, shocking way that ripples effect of all of Port Charles. And if you pay attention, the clues are right there who he is.
He's going to be Jimmy Lee Horton's son, meaning he's a quartermain, and meaning he's going to do a takeover. That's all I ask for in life.
I've been hearing that, Candice. I've been hearing that he could be that quartermain. That I've been hearing he could possibly be what's his name? Chad's uncle. I mean, Michael's uncle. I get the names confused.
Yeah, that would be because Jimmy was Edward's all that mess. Okay.
Can someone give me a history on Jimmy Lee, because this was before I was watching?
I need a history too. How did he connect?
So he is another legitimate, I can't even talk, child of Edward Quartermain.
Illegitimate.
You know thank you. Because the other one was a ward. Because remember, Edward stepped out 2 times. He was like this, sorry, Lila. Woo-hoo. And so we didn't know much about Jimmy Lee. Because it was like back in the 80s, but I'll get y'all the whole scenario, because I only knew parts of his livelihood. He wasn't all Quartermainish. That's I made that up.
Oh, okay, I get it. I just did a Google. Oh my God, he was a hunk.
Yeah, I know who played it.
He was
Jimmy Lee. Okay, I get you now.
You remember
I get it.
Jimmy Lee was a Max.
Uh-huh.
Wouldn't you agree, Candice? Yeah.
Yeah.
Jimmy Lee was a Max.
I did a Google search. Oh my God, he's got those baby blue eyes. Yep.
So it's going to be interesting, and what I like, sometimes like when they do a recast, or in this case it's not a to give the actor a new character. Sometimes I feel as though the writers are like, you know what? Okay, now this is our chance to actually put them in different orbits that we wish we could have done beforehand, but we're still kind of going to tease the audience, because I'm going to be honest, Franco and Ava, I think this is one of the big things. Roger Howard and Mar West had extreme chemistry. They really did have chemistry. So I do like the fact that we now have Austin and Ava kind of in scenes. I like the fact that, they did have a Roger and Becky moment. They had, the Maxie kind of thing, like kind of looking like, you look like somebody I know. Sort of like what they did with Kelly Monaco and Michael Easton all those times. Like, you look like somebody I used to know. Yeah, you do too. Yeah, okay. Like kind of to give it to us. But I'm really impressed, like I said, with General Hospital, our papers, that separation papers that I had all those times, I actually put it away in the lockbox. Be proud of me, guys. I know this is the first. This is the first stop.
So Candice, if you could break it down just a little bit, let's say that he is the whole son, Austin. How does that, like his connection in the town, would that? It's a little complicated, right? Because it's going to make him related to Jason and Michael. Okay, who
he's got an interest in Michael.
He's going to be a quartermain.
Related to?
He's going to be related to all the quartermains.
Okay.
Like half and half. Okay. He's half cousin to Ned, half cousin to Brooklyn, half cousin to such and such, half cousin to such and such, half cousin to such and such.
Does that mean that it's Leo's son that does that mean that he's owing, how do you say, shares to ELOQ?
Say it again?
Does that mean that he's entitled to shares of ELOQ?
Bingo!
I figured it out.
Because that's the thing, is that Michael is in charge of ELQ, the takeover, Valentine. You got Ned, and now you got somebody else who's coming into play for it. And Edward is, if they revisit the will, Edward did mention something about Jimmy and his kids, if he had kids, about the ELQ.
Oh, my God, yeah, okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
This
yeah.
Is,
yeah.
And
the clue. I teased earlier is that God knows. Okay. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Okay. I get
Scott gave up her shares. Scott gave up her shares. don't get me started about that.
Okay, so I'm excited now. I'm more excited than I was before. Now that I'm figuring out and understanding it a little better on the background, okay, I accept Austin as the quarterback. That's going to be awesome.
But he also may not be that nice of a guy.
Oh, no, we need a good villain.
He can play
we need a good villain. I mean, I love Valentine, but he hasn't been villainous for like a really while. So I could accept Austin.
Valentine's getting a little soft.
Well, I mean, he's with Anna now.
Yeah.
We got rid of Cyrus. Valentine, switched from DBX to WSB. We got rid of Cyrus. Ava fell in love, and all of a sudden, I don't know who she is. Nina's crazy in a whole new way, and it ain't the fun kind of crazy. So we're running out of villains. We do need a good villain.
Yeah, we do.
Kudos to Frank. I'm enjoying the chemistry between Spencer and Trina. Good job.
Yeah.
I do
that
like.
One, that, I did not expect that. I didn't expect it, but I'm loving it.
Still a little
like
too new for me.
I want to see more to see what happens.
Okay, can we just go there with the DH topic? Because I know our listeners wants to know how we feel about this. So
go ahead.
This has been in the making for 20 plus years. This has been a fanfic idea for so long, but it's now coming true. Ladies and gentlemen, Jason and Carly are getting married. Call your friends. Call your neighbors. Tell them.
Yes, thank you. I love Jason and Carly. I love that. That is so cool. I love Jason and Britt, but I can accept Jason and Carly getting married because for the longest time, I always knew there was major chemistry with Jason and Carly, and this, oh my God, I love it. I remember growing up watching
Candice.
Jason and Carly, so this is major.
Candice, my girl, what did I say on this show 2.5, possibly 3 months ago?
Yeah.
That they were in the. Well, this was in the talks for 2 years because I was at their fan event and they were talking about it in 2019. Did they talk about it with you too, Candice?
And I remember, Steve, when I went to see Berta Bradford, like we all said, the only way for this to happen is if somebody was to go. And who's that somebody? Sonny.
Speaking of Sonny, David, do we have an update on when Sonny is expected to return to Port Charles? Is it July or is it coming in the fall?
No, it's coming in October to lead into
that
November
long.
Sweeps.
Okay, that long.
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay, I figured they're going to drag it out a little more.
Yep, they're going to drag it out as far as by the time they get back to Port Charles, that horse will already be in cans of dog food. They not only beat the dead horse, they done ground it up and made dog food out of it.
Okay, so I'm trying to understand, David. Does that mean that there's rumbling going around that Sonny is supposed to break up Jason and Carly's wedding? Is that not going to happen, or is that a possibility?
Anthony,
I heard October, so I don't know. I can't answer that one. I heard he'll be back in Port Charles in October, leading into November Sweeps, and they're supposed to be getting married in 2 weeks.
Yeah.
Okay. I was just curious because I heard a little rumbling of it. I was like, I wonder how that's going to work. I figured they would bring Sonny back towards the sweeps moment because it felt like a sweeps moment when he returns. I'm sure they're going to pull out all the red stuff on his big return.
Yep.
Okay.
Yep.
I'm just going to say this.
Yes, go ahead.
It's very interesting to. I'm gonna be professional when I say this. It's very interesting to me as a soap viewer that they have finally figured a way to bring Jason and Carly together in holy matrimony. On one hand, one person is probably thinking that it's a business and it is a business deal, but to somebody else, this has been a dream for them for a very long time. And I do want to see that being showcase a little bit because homegirl's being a little too happy about this. Like your husband is still dead, and this is not a Carly bashing or anything. But again, if you know the history of these two, you know why I'm saying it like this. I do find it very interesting that this is another situation where there is some consequences. And if you saw today's episode, you know the consequence was with Sam and with Elizabeth. And I'm going to be honest, I miss it. Like, I know Sam and Elizabeth has had some issues. Lord knows I do. But their common thing is their children, their protection of those kids, and, look, they're in each other's orbits because of Jason. So I did like their scenes today. Another thing is you just now said about Jason and Britt. Again, go back a year ago or 2 years ago, who would have ever thought that Britt, would be the one to kind of make an emotional impact on Jason?
Oh, my God, I love that. Yes. She was
I'm sorry, I think that's the best writing we've seen in years.
Yeah. That was amazing. I mean, she was one way with Patrick, but with Jason, oh, my God, it's a whole new level.
It's a whole new level because for years, and the thing is with Jason, and anybody who's heard us, you know, and especially me on various podcasts, on, you know, Instagram and all that, one of the things we keep saying is some of these writers need to understand that you can write this character, the character's been around for so long and everything, you can still make this character fresh. You can make this character develop even more. The fact that Jason, and a lot of General Hospital fans don't remember Jason Quartermain. They remember Jason Morgan. I know you remember, but for some people, when you ask them when they watch, it's sort of like how I always ask that question. When did you start watching Days of Our Lives? And, you know, Carolyn will say since day one, or David, you will say since like 20 years ago. Then you have Willie who can say 5 years ago, and me and Anthony will be like 15 years ago, 10 years ago. It depends on when you start watching. So for the last couple, for 2 decades solid, Jason Morgan has been Sonny's right-hand man who's always been around Carly. Like, Carly and Sonny is his family. He was in a motorcycle. They know about the brain injuries. He's had a relationship with Courtney, Sam, and Liz. He alienated his family. The only person he didn't really alienate that much was Emily. Emily died. Woo-hoo. It was his fault. Then all of a sudden he died. Then there was this guy named Drew who was supposed to be Jason, but was his twin brother. That's the solid history of Jason. So the fact that nobody knows that he can actually is like emotional. Like the question was, why did you choose this life? The only other person who could actually say something to him, but who also allow him to kind of make his own choices in a way, was Robin. Robin's not on the show right now.
I was going to say that. Yep.
You know, so sadly we have Britt. Again, Britt is like dealing with her own issues, but she's also like, she's asking Jason questions that Elizabeth and Sam would not say because they've been so used to, and they adapted to his lifestyle. And with that also comes consequences. So to me, I'm enjoying the fact that Jason is like, especially today's episode when he found out something that Britt did. Ooh, girl. It's like, okay, that hit him. Like all of this Jason and Carly stuff, like, for the fan bases, I'm going to say this. For every fan base that's listening, I'm happy for all of y'all right now. But at the same time, this is going to be a consequence because here's the thing. Yes, Liaison fans and Jason fans, y'all are, woo! They was like, we're going to choose violence today. But with Jason and Carly, it could be a good thing. But keep in mind, when Sonny returns,
it's going to be a better thing.
When Sonny returns, and I'm going to leave it like that. When Sonny returns, there's going to be conflict amongst that trio. Because on one hand, they can say they're doing this for A, B, C, and D, but at the same time, some emotions will run high.
Mm-hmm.
And
Remember I brought it up the last podcast that I predicted sort of that we could be having a triangle between Jason, Carly, and Sonny sort of, And I figured that's what's going to happen, like with him returning, like what David said, for October. It kind of makes sense that they're kind of like playing around with the key players around.
Yeah.
Well, it's not only that, but it's also going to show the loyalty.
About a year and a half ago, they played with the whole, why do you keep going to Jason? You're always going to pick Jason first. Do you remember that? They were having a problem, Sonny and Carly. Yes. So this is the perfect opportunity for him to go balls to the floor. You know, which one? Which one, Carly? Which one? Who has it always been? Me or him?
That's crazy because if she does that, if Carly does a Carly and she picks Jason over Sonny, that's it. Sonny's going to find himself probably turning to Nina, and there you go.
But see, and I'm going to be honest, the real story is going to be Charlie versus Carson.
Yep.
Because here's the thing. For this actually, if you really want to go there, this story has been in the making since 1996, 1997. It really heightened up in 1999, though, because you did have Jason and Carly first. Jason and Carly, look, keep in mind, Jason and Carly was kind of together, okay, and then AJ and that also.
Oh,
and
they were hot. You remember all that? You remember all that pool flirting? And when I'm talking about pool, she was working his dick. She was working his dick.
She was like, you may be brain damaged, but I know how to work you in the bedroom.
Yeah.
And that was actually a lie too. But no, the thing is that again, this has been, she got married to Sonny. That actually crushed Jason. If you remember when Jason came back and found out. So it's like it's been Sonny, Carly, ride or die, da-da-da-da. Jason is the best friend who kind of keeps her down. But Carly also wants to dictate Jason's life. I don't care how many people want to spin it, but that's the truth. Because, and like you said, every woman that he's been with, whether it was Courtney, whether it was even Robin for a certain, Elizabeth and Sam, Carly has been the number one. Like, Jason, look, they will say, Jason, and Jason will be stopped lovemaking to go over to Carly and Sonny. And it's like, it's not fair to these women. That's why, like, I'm going to be honest, with Jake and Danny, he's a father, but we all know the truth. Jocelyn and Michael are more of his kids than anything. I did not say Scout because Scout is his niece. Thank you. And that's why with Drew, because it goes back to Drew. Like we all said, Drew didn't pick them first. That's why when I had an issue with the writing, because it's like, wait a minute, Carly and Sonny both treated Drew, who was then Jason, like Jason. And then all of a sudden, just because he's not Jason, because he didn't, bark at every order that you said, you dropped Drew like a hot potato. It didn't make sense. So now, again, you have Britt. And I'm just like,
oh, yeah, I like when Drew did that.
She's in the second woman's club.
Drew put Sonny and Carly on the spot, and she said that, too. She said, now that you know that I'm not Jason, you threw me away.
Right. And the thing is that, okay, supposedly if Cameron is playing Drew, that's going to be an interesting twist, too. But the thing is that with Carly, she's like, I'm Mrs. Caroline Morgan. I'm Mrs. Caroline Morgan. Honey, you've been wanting to be Caroline Morgan for a very long time. So now that you're going to have your moment, it's like, seriously, again, if you go back to the Sarah Joe Brown, by the way, congratulations on your Emmy nod, Sarah. But the thing is that you cannot tell me that this girl is not living her moment right now. She's like, I'm flaunting this ring. It's the biggest ring that Jason's ever given anybody. Like his own ex-wife. So, I had to remember there was a couple of them. Even with Brent, oh Lord, he was married to Brenda too. Lord, oh my God, I need Brenda to come back to town. I need Robin and Brenda.
I need Brenda
right now.
I need Brenda back, and I need Robin back, only because I wanted to see their reaction.
Their facial expression.
I wanted to see their reaction so Robin could throw a fit and say, oh my God, Carly, you have to marry Jason, didn't you?
I need the scene where Elizabeth calls Robin. Or Robin, like they can do a one side. Kimberly McCall, you can either call in or do a video, and have
a Zoom call. Do a Zoom call. Do a Zoom call.
And have Elizabeth and Robin talk. And Robin said, I just saw something across the internet because you know everything I got. And she said, please tell me it's not true. And I can see Rebecca Herbst doing this look of like the eyebrow raised, like, yeah. And Robin is like, and she's like, and then all of a sudden, all you hear is just like, and Elizabeth is like, yeah, that's what me and Sam. And Robin says, Sam knows? And then he's like, then you can have Robin like call Jason.
Yeah.
And Carly picks up the phone and says hello. And Robin says, oh, you've been wanting to do this all year. Like I can just see a scene where we get some of the shade of Carly and Robin's friendship. Well, not friendship, but their relationship. Like the fact that Robin was never like Jason's wife.
Yeah.
But Carly finally got, like, I want that to play out. I so want that to play out. But like I said, it is to set up the stage. Yeah.
Carly got the ring. Robin didn't.
Right. Elizabeth didn't get the ring. Carly did.
Yeah, that's good. I love it.
And then, but see,
I love the storyline. I love the storyline.
No, I would have. See, if I wrote this, if it went there where Carly says, "Well, at least I got the ring from Jason," and Elizabeth said, "At least I got the child," I'd be like, "Oh."
There you go. There you go.
I would be the one. But okay, let's continue on.
Yes.
Let's continue on.
We got to go on to the next one if we want to get in the Emmy talk. So let's go on the next soap.
Okay, so Bold and Beautiful.
Yep.
Are we doing the soaps or are we doing the Emmys?
We're going to try and fit the Emmys in.
Yep.
So we got to go.
Oh, you're going to try and fit. Oh, okay. Alrighty. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, I got a quick question for Bold and Beautiful.
We've been chatting. This is our normal. This is a normal show. We're like, okay, we got to chat. So, Bold and Beautiful.
I got a question for Bold and Beautiful. Where is Zende? Did he just disappear, or what's going on with him? I've not seen him anywhere.
I haven't.
I missed a bunch of episodes, but I don't think that they explained that
I'm
he was
just talking
going
about
anywhere.
character-wise. Just character-wise, where did he go? Like, did they ever explain it?
No, he's still around.
I don't know where he is. Yeah, he's still around, but I just don't, I don't know. I was just curious. I know they got. It's going to be interesting to see where.
Okay.
It's going to be interesting to see with Paris and Zende because, spoiler alert, we all knew this was happening, but apparently today was the day. Today was Kiara's last day. Who plays Zoe?
Which I have to say was a little disappointing.
You ain't the only person who was disappointed.
Because
she could at least bombed Force of Creations like I asked.
Do you think that they're letting her go in the middle of story and we might get a recast?
No.
To have that play out?
No.
They we'll hear her name again in like 5 years. No, yeah, this is
They
this
just
is
didn't
another.
know that. Yeah, this is one of those things where you on paper this character was like really good in certain storylines, but sadly it didn't take off. And here's the thing: Kiara found she's gonna be on Fantasy Island on Fox this fall. Make sure y'all watch. Okay, I'm promoting everybody tonight. The thing is, they didn't know what else to do with Zoe. In my opinion, they just didn't know what to do with her, and
they wrote her.
This
they
is
wrote
one
the character into a wall, and they had no choice. They
Yeah.
didn't know what to do.
I'm gonna say this. This is the Bold and the Beautiful problem. They pull these characters in to play a foil in one of their A or B storylines, and then they try to work these characters into the full canvas, but they don't play enough in either the A or B storyline that they come in on to give them grounding, enough grounding on canvas. A perfect example was Sally's sister. What was her name?
Coco.
Coco, yeah. Perfect example was Coco, too. They brought her in, played with the foil, gave her a couple of storylines, and then had nothing to do with her. and she was a great actress. She was a great character. They totally got
RJ
the crazy
too.
one.
RJ.
Yeah, RJ too. Yeah, 7 Minute Sasha. They could have kept her on.
Sasha.
They could have kept 7 Minute Sasha on. Yeah, and had her sleep with Wild Bill. And opened up a whole new history for 7 Minute Sasha.
Yeah.
7 minutes.
But,
and Wild Bill.
like that.
Wild Bill would have hopped on that.
I'm gonna go.
This is the classic Bulls and the Beautiful problem.
I'm gonna go into this, and I'm gonna say this. Shut up, Brooke. You can't judge Quinn when you're the one that cheated with half the men in Los Angeles.
Wait a minute, but also, Rich, you need to sit somewhere too, because you try to tap that with Quinn too. So I don't want to hear anybody. Like, I'm sorry, the hypocrisy is real.
Oh,
this is why I say, this is why I think it was on social media. I think it was Matt Harvey who did it. Like he did a video of what Rich was faking and whatnot. Because again, all right. Keep in mind, Carter and Ridge are friends and everything like that. And the fact that Quinn, and Carter and Ridge, and I'm just like looking at Ridge kind of giving the look and everything. And I'm like, again, if I was on the soap, I would be that character to be like this. I know you ain't looking and talking, Ridge. Did you or did you not kiss Quinn a few times? Didn't you almost go down on her too? Alrighty then, next. As one of my friends, y'all know Jay. He probably would say that too.
Yeah,
like
I know
that.
Jay.
But I wanted to see what I wanted to see, and you'll laugh. This would have been perfect. I know a lot of people, don't get me wrong, whether they love or hate Quinn, that's one thing. But I know that on the show, there's a lot of characters on there that they just can't stand. They don't like Quinn, and that's fine. But I would have loved to see Katie side with Quinn for once and say, you know what? You all need to sit down because you've all cheated on each other for years.
And you know what I would have told Katie? I would have been the one. I'd be like, Katie, so you're going to side with Quinn, huh? I mean, it's bad enough slept with her son. I said, let's not forget that you and Wyatt had a thing.
No, because I'm sorry. At that point,
Mr.
Anthony Corona would have to drop in with a parachute and go, Katie, ain't you the one that gave your husband to your sister and then wanted to kill her?
And not only that, I would be like this. I'd be like this. Hey, Katie.
Oh, my God.
Guess who? I said Owen called. I'm like, Katie, Owen called, and so did Bridget. And I'll be walking out dramatically. Yep. I'll be doing the dramatic walk. Like, so don't go there, Katie. Don't be.
Steffi comes in. Steffi comes in. She says, I have a baby.
Wait a minute. The only person that really cannot get blamed for nothing was Carter. To be completely honest, Carter is the only non-hypocritical person because he's never
the
done
innocent.
this. Like
he's the innocent guy,
he's
really.
Innocent, but at the same time, I mean, look, the thing is, and I defend Carter on this. But the thing is, we got to remember Carter's dating history here. Is that, with Maya, that didn't work out. And then, with Zoe, really, it's only been like 2 women. I mean, of course, we could have had Steffi, but that's a different story for another day. Anyway, but with Quinn, I mean, it was something interesting because, again, Carter, when Ridge said, oh, this is not like you, that is, this is, or Ridge, or I think it was Eric maybe who said, and I just kept saying, again, where is this coming from? And I know people will say, be stuck when I say this, but y'all don't say this to Liam. You don't say this to Wyatt when Wyatt Wyatt did do it. You don't say it to each other. You don't say it to Rich. You don't say it to Eric. Eric, you don't say it to Rich. So I don't understand. Like,
no, Eric does say it to Rich. Eric has said it to Rich multiple times back in the day.
He said it one time, but he did say it. But he hasn't like to me. It's like, okay, if you're going to be mad at somebody, go upstairs or go look at the mirror before you say something. Think about what you did. Now, like with Brooke, here's the thing. You're right. Brooke has every reason. First and foremost, she has reasons to not like Quinn. Keep in mind, Quinn kind of sabotaged her to go back to drinking. 1. Yeah. 2, there's some things that Quinn also made Hope lose her baby. So there are some things on a personal level that Brooke and could not stand Quinn. However, again, Brooke, have you not had a little fling on the side while you were in love with somebody? Like, to me, you know what?
Wait. I'm sorry. Brooke, have you not been with the father, both sons, a cousin? Come on now.
Oh, don't forget the son of your husband. Don't forget the son of your husband.
Oh, yeah. That's right. The funky berries on the island. That's right.
Yeah.
I'm excited
to share this with you. I'm excited to share this with you. For you Quinn lovers, you're going to enjoy this because I certainly do. Get ready because one of the teasers found out is that Quinn pulls a page out of Sheila Carter's book, and she goes after Brooke in a major way.
Oh, Quinn, you know you ain't gonna win this, right? My heart goes out to you, honey.
You know, I hate this because I love Rena Sofa, and there's no way that General Hospital will bring her back as Lois. But I kind of think that the Quinn character needs a long vacation. I don't necessarily want to see her killed off, but
no, just like a brief. Yeah, I agree. I agree.
Put her off for like 3 months to get rejuvenated.
Yeah.
Wherever they put
down a little.
Yeah.
Whatever he put Sunday.
But you know what? Speaking of Lois, David. Speaking of Lois, that would be kind of cool if she popped up in Port Charles and say, "Oh, hi, I missed you, Brooklyn. I'm here."
Okay. If they were to do that, no offense to Lois, and that I can only take Lois for like a certain amount of time because to me, I Olivia is Lewisness, and everything she has something to follow. I mean, taking Quinn off for a few to give her rejuvenated and have her come up with a plan and come back at any given time, I would love it. I still
I love that much better than her going full Sheila Carter.
Half of me really wish, damn it, Brad, I really kind of wish they would have had Quinn related to Sheila. Like, I really wish they would have had Quinn be like the little sister of Sheila, where Sheila, some of Sheila's, and everything could rub off on Quinn. I really wish that would have, because that would have been the
story.
Ultimate.
That would have been great.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that would have been like, wait a minute, Quinn has a sister. Yeah. Like, I don't know if this ever been addressed. And then we find
Quinn
out
could buy
that
the El Giardino restaurant.
You didn't have to say that. I don't know if anybody's seen the Bold and Beautiful interviews that Australian Channel 10 has been posted on Facebook, but their last one was about villains, and Kimberly was on there, and they asked her the question, will Sheila come back? Never say never. I wouldn't. Look, at this point, Quinn, you're right. Pull Sheila Carter. Get Sheila Carter. How about that? Go and find Sheila. She could be somewhere in Mexico, Canada, Hawaii. Get her to help you get rid of Brooke. Because in all honesty, Sheila and Brooke's history, that right there, my friends, is something to be watched. Yes.
My God, you're making me crack up right now. Can you imagine the scene when that happened? Because you know how much Sheila hates Brooke, and she's going to go ballistic knowing that Quinn needs her help to deal with Brooke. Oh, my God, it's going to be a nuclear meltdown off of Sheila Carter.
Not even that, but I'm going to give you one even better. All she has to do is say Eric Forrester. And that's where the game will play. Because Sheila is obsessed with Eric. So you know
I love that. And I love that about
Quinn,
Sheila.
Quinn goes to Sheila. We're just making this up as we go here. Then we're going to move on to another song because I know everybody's like, Danny. To have Quinn go to Sheila to try to get rid of Brooke. Okay, Sheila would definitely do that. But then on top of that, Sheila in her back of mind is like, okay, so you're the one who hurt Eric.
I'm going to take you out right after I get rid of Brooke.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I'll get rid of Brooke, but after I get rid of Brooke, you're gone. You're the next one that's going to be gone, Quinn. Oh, man. I just got excited.
Boy.
Got goosebumps.
All right, so we want to do the Emmys, so let's hop over to Young and Restless.
Young and the Restless.
I
am
have signed my
disappointed
papers.
a little bit. Yeah.
I'm about to put them in to the judge. Candice, you put yours in the lockbox. I blew my lockbox up. I'm about to hand them into the judge.
I have my Young and the Restless papers next, like on the table.
Oh my God! I've got to say this. Okay, for Young and the Restless, you know how I feel about this Abby baby storyline. I really don't care for it, but I do enjoy that Stitch is right there in the middle, and it's so awkward. They're all looking at each other because he's over there trying to flirt with Abby, knowing that she's married. And he's over there flirting with her in the living room, and they're all looking at each other. And Devon and Mariah are asking Abby, you're not going to go with him somewhere, are you? Like, go get lunch or something. She'll fly. It's just lunch. And the way they look at each other, they act like it's like a weird, awkward teenage moment where they got to give sense to Abby. Like, Abby, do you forget you're a married woman? You know, it's kind of so awkward. It's weird.
Oh.
There is a reason Stitch is there, and I can't pinpoint it. If he's the one that Chance is investigating, could that be a possibility?
Yeah, I heard about that. I heard that Stitch is going to be around for a little bit.
Okay. But I think they're kind of pushing it. I think they're pushing it in their own way because since they don't have Chance around, they're going to push Abby. I think they might push Abby. This is my prediction. I think they'll probably push Abby with Stitch for a little bit, and maybe once she gets close, then she finds out the truth that the Chance is probably investigating him. I bet you that's where they're going to go with it.
Candice?
Can I be honest? I'm going to be honest. Okay. Get it right, Candice. We know that Chance isn't there. I was giving hope. I was actually hoping that the writers would steer away from this baby storyline. To me, I feel so this is one of the storylines where they're just throwing everything, trying to see if it sticks. I love seeing Sean Carter.
Like the JC storyline.
Yeah, not all of it. Because here's the thing, I miss Stitch. I will say this: out of all of Abby's boyfriends, I did like Abby and Stitch. I really did like Stitch on the show. For him to kind of be in the storyline right now, I'm kind of confused. Because I think there was a lot of speculations of could he be Tara's brother or something towards Tara, and I'm like, we're not propping Tara up right now. Like, this is not the time to do it. Yeah. Right. I feel as though there is a reason for Stitch to be there. I just don't know what it is. Devon, this is a hard one because I thought they were going to totally go somewhere else, but then again, they're not unless. And I'm sorry, me personally, I don't see that baby making it. I said that from jump. I really don't think that baby is going to make it.
I don't see it either. That's why I didn't even want the storyline to happen. No.
And this is why I'm kind of.
And if that's the reason Stitch is there to pick up the pieces when the baby doesn't make it, I'm all on board with it. I'm actually on board with that storyline.
I mean, it's going to be sad because this is the second child that Abby will lose. But at the same time, I don't see, unless they do a whole different paternity switch up, which I'm going to be like, really, we really are doing this. I just don't. I can't get behind this story. Like, I can't get behind the Amanda Mama story, Daddy story anymore. I'm kind of over it.
Okay, I can get behind it for two things. If the baby actually dies, or if we find out that it was never Abby's, that it's the wrong surrogacy. You know what I'm not saying it right, but you know what I mean.
To me, I would get. But see, I'm at this point where I'm just like, I wish there was no baby. And the reason I say that is because at first I was like, okay, maybe Abby would change. Like, to me, the real story would have been if Abby changed her mind after Mariah was inseminated and whatnot.
Yeah.
Because now that Abby's out of it, because there was a lot of legal talk, from Brittany to Amanda to Cricket and all of them, telling them about it. So if Abby drops out and Mariah is, quote-unquote, stuck, the story would be more Mariah and Tessa dealing with this, as well as Devon, and how Devon would feel now. Like, I feel as though they could have took Abby out. Because that, and actually, I'll be honest
I would go with
I know,
that too, yeah.
Yeah. I just feel as though they missed the ball with telling a real a story to the point where it would have been, like, people would have been talking about it. Like, people were like, oh, my God, the biological mother decided not to go there, complete this pregnancy. And now we already got Mariah. She's pregnant. So what do we do? Is she going to abort the baby? Devon's input. How is Devon going to feel about it? Like, I felt as though that story, that you talked about a William J. Bell story, that, my friend, is a William J. Bell story, because you as a viewer would have to figure out, like, how would you deal with this? What, whose side are you on?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I just feel as though
I've got a question.
Like, and I could.
Oh.
Mm-hmm.
Go ahead.
Okay.
I got a quick question for the group, and this is also Young and Restless related. How are we feeling, and it's okay to be real, how are we feeling about this whole Amanda storyline, supposed about her dad being murdered and all this stuff? Are we still on it, or are you ready to check out? Because
No,
I love this.
I'm not.
I adore Amanda. I adore Amanda, but honestly, I'm over it. I'm over the story, because the twist that they said we were supposed to get, I remember, I think JG hinted about a twist in this storyline like weeks or months ago. The only twist I could think was that maybe the father was alive, because they seemed so secret about it. Like, maybe Son had them alive somewhere, like a prisoner or something. But the way it's going, there's so many different takes on it, it's like I'm over it already.
I just want a trial. I think that's where the money is, on a trial, and it's all been filler for me. For me, I can't speak for anyone else. But
I'm just done with it.
The way it's going, I don't even think we're going to have a trial. I think something's going to happen where somebody's going to find out something and finally just end it.
I'm going to be honest.
Candice, how are you feeling about Amanda?
The only good thing is Amanda finally got a story after me complaining about it for almost 2 years solid.
Yeah.
Another good thing is that we got the mom and the sister. I'm going to keep them if we could, but to me, the storyline, my thing, okay, first and foremost, you put Newman Enterprises, so that means Victor knew the father. Okay. Then you have this whole, like, the father has, gave up. To me, why couldn't you tie it to a character that some fans probably knew, like Phil Morris's character, Lamone, or somebody Jackson from the 80s? You could have done a perfectly good job with that, but that would have been too much. I just feel as though this story is, to be honest, I don't care anymore.
I do have
and
a
if they do,
for you.
And if they do say, and I'm going to tell you the truth, if they do say the father is alive, I'm going to be like, then what was all this for?
Yeah,
I think it's going to be something cheesy like that. I think that's probably, maybe it's just the writers maybe to stop caring about writing the storyline specific. But the way I pick up on it, I wouldn't be surprised if that's what happens, that the daddy's alive and maybe Son somehow hated him for years, and he probably is like a prisoner, kind of like it's the fair Stefano De Niro sort of situation.
I'm going to tell you how they're going to write this, and I'll actually I will bet $1 right now. This is what they're going to say. Victor knew that the father was still alive. There you go. There you go. Victor knew that the father was alive the whole time, and because he was in trouble, that Victor paid off some people to make it. I can totally see them spinning it to where Victor plays a bigger part in this.
I've got a quick little teaser for you for the Young and the Restless. For the Kyle and Summer fans, it's going to be like a roller coaster sort of, but not as big. Kyle will find out the truth about what Harrison's true identity of whether he's a daddy or not. But at the same time, Tara is going to be blindsided, and she will be betrayed by someone she doesn't expect.
Go ahead, Theo. Go ahead, Theo. Come on home, Theo. Come on home, baby.
Am I back?
You're back.
All right, awesome.
Yeah.
I put you back.
Yeah. I'm going to say this. I said from day one, I think that's Theo's kid. Because to me, and And the sad part is, okay, I'm pretty sure we all heard the news that allegedly, I'm going to say it like that Hunter King and Michael Malone, Blake Kyle Summer are both out because of contract. I'm going to be honest with you. Young, Sony, CBS, you know what? We ain't doing this right now because this is the middle of the story.
Is that true, Candice? Is he out? Because the last time I thought he was supposed to sign off for like or was it 2-year contract? Did they not agree to that, or what happened?
Not all contracts stay for 2 years. Like within people go for contract negotiations all the time. And
I know.
Sadly,
but does that mean
their
that
contract
the
was
one
up
Kyle,
this year? Yeah, their contract was up this year.
So they're not renewing him then. He is leaving.
There was contract negotiations, and right now it's like at a set, like there's a pause right now.
Okay, now I got a question.
So that's why you saw Hunter. That's why you saw Summer go off to Italy.
Right. Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah.
And so with Michael, it won't be long. I mean, I'm pretty sure it won't be long till unless the heavens above, so Jesus says, hey, we got some money, let's ching ching ching. But the thing is that with this whole Summer and Kyle thing, like again in the middle of the story, it's getting interesting. But with that whole who the daddy, look, Kyle ain't no daddy. I mean, look, I'll be honest. This is another story that I actually did enjoy with Summer's insecurities, kind of like, right. And look, anybody who's been following Summer, that this was probably going to happen in her life where she is going to feel like something is better than her because look at her look at who her parents are. Like, look at that whole triangle situation there. And the thing is that she knows that a child can never beat somebody else. She knows that because she was that child, Yeah. But with this story, like with Tara, look, Tara, girl, God, nice knowing you. You going down, boo boo. You going down.
Oh,
thanks, Sally.
Okay, so I think
Sally's going to be a person.
I've got 2 questions for you. Number one, if he is leaving with Summer, does that mean they're not going to recast Kyle? Does that mean they're just going to go ahead and write him out?
Well, I think what it's going to be is Hunter's already off.
Yeah, I heard
Summer's already in Italy, and then you're going to have Kyle probably follow suit. If they do, here's the thing: if they can find I'm going to be honest. I know everybody says everybody can be recast, but right now, I do want to see the actors continue playing the role until, and I understand Hunter is doing other projects. She did book a pilot before Corona, but because of Corona, she couldn't do it. That's why, Mm-hmm. I do want this continuation of the story. And if they do have to recast, then yeah, sadly. But if they can save it and they can have Hunter and Michael to still play the characters for a little bit longer, I'm fine with that. The way they're writing Kyle, I'm gonna be honest because I saw people saying, "Oh, it's so out of character." I was like, "No, it's not. That's an Abbott right there." Kyle is acting like Billy and Jack all day, every day. But this Tara, look.
Yeah, I know.
My second quick question.
We got a half hour.
My second quick question to you real fast is, this comes from a fan question from Rachel Lee. She's on Twitter, and she asked if we know anything about Michelle Stafford. Is she also doing negotiations on a contract, or is she safe?
She already said that. She said she ain't going nowhere.
Okay.
She posted that on Instagram real quick.
Okay, I missed it, but thank you so much for clarifying.
Yep, the staff let us know she ain't going nowhere.
Yeah.
Okay, thank you.
She's hell to the no. I ain't going nowhere. So.
All right, thank you, Candice.
Okay. So, to the Emmys. Carolyn, are you still there?
Yeah, I'm here.
Okay, you got your paper?
Yeah. So nervous. I'm so nervous if I won a best lead actress category, supporting for Danielle Fraser Forever and Day. Oh my God, I'm so nervous.
Yeah, I think we started with supporting actress.
Mm-hmm.
Supporting actress.
Lead actress. That's my notes here. Where do you want to start? Do you want to start with the lead actress?
We can do lead.
Sure, Jacqueline.
We can do lead actress.
Okay.
I know I got this wrong.
Jacqueline Woods.
Yep.
And Melba Egan.
Melissa
Claire. Melissa Claire Egan.
Yeah.
And who won?
Jacqueline McInnes Woods.
Jacqueline McInnes Woods.
Okay. Well, that was your pick. So, number one.
It was my pick. No, wait. Who did I pick?
Who?
I picked Jack. Wait, I picked Missy. Didn't I?
You picked Missy, Candice.
Yeah.
I said it would probably be Jackie, but I thought it should go to Ginny Francis.
Yeah, that's what I said.
Yeah.
Who did I
two,
pick? I forget which one I picked.
Fiona Hughes.
Okay, yeah. There you go. Yeah, no, okay, go ahead.
No, that was the pick.
All right.
Okay. Now, a lead actor.
Lead actor went to Maurice Bernard as Sonny on General Hospital. Okay.
Really?
He was up against.
Yeah. I know I said James.
Wally.
Yeah.
Yeah. Wally Kurt,
James Patrick Stewart, Thorsten Kaye.
So I had said that Wally would get it.
Yes.
And my second runner-up was Maurice.
Maurice, yes.
I think I said James Patrick Stewart.
So
James was one of my choices too, I believe.
Yeah.
I forgot who I went between Maurice and James, I think.
I think I did say James, but I said I think Maurice probably going to get it, and I said Wally was my third.
Wally is my first. Maurice was my second.
Mm-hmm.
So it's one out of two.
Yeah.
I have guest appearance.
Katie McLean.
Got it.
I said Brianna.
She was
Katie.
She was Brianna. Kim Delaney. And
Orpheus. So the guy that plays Orpheus. Yeah.
Yeah, George Doyle.
Okay. Yep. But Katie McLean got it, correct?
Yep. And made history. It made history that night.
Yep, she's
Three networks. Three
Emmys.
Three networks. Yup.
Okay, guys, you got 2 out of 3.
Yep.
Okay. Drama series.
You know GH won it.
We all said
GH. Yeah, you all said GH.
All right. Congratulations, General Hospital. You totally deserved it.
Okay, we're batting 1,000 here, guys. Supporting actress.
I think I said Marla. I think I did.
Yeah, Marla.
Marla Adams.
Brianna.
Supporting actress.
Yeah.
I said Victoria Konefeld with Marla as my second.
Yeah, but Victoria was younger.
Victoria was younger actress.
Victoria was a younger.
Yeah, young actress.
Oh, okay. Then
you
who else was it? Because I know I
said
said Marla was my second.
Yeah.
Who were the other nominees?
You had
Brianna.
Ron.
Oh, right.
Brianna,
yeah.
The one that played Jordan. The
Brianna
one that played
Henry.
Jordan.
Yes.
Yeah.
No,
So
the Brooklyn one.
Oh. Okay. Well, the favorite here with the wives was Marla. So okay.
And she
Marla.
made history that night too.
Huh.
Go ahead, Marla.
Yeah, all timers swept the Emmy.
No, timers got the Emmy.
All timers swept the Emmy. Look at it.
Stop it.
Tell me I'm wrong. Maurice
supporting
General Hospital for Drama Series, and Marla Adams. All timers swept the Emmy.
But they didn't win for the all-time story for General Hospital.
Supporting actor?
Max
That
Gale.
was Max Gale.
Max Gale, yeah.
I think we all said Max, right?
I think we all did.
I think I said
yeah,
Brighton.
you all
I
did.
said Brighton. Yeah.
Yeah, you all did. So you were all okay. So there we go. 5. You guys were right on target.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Now, and I don't understand this with Victoria because
so that was in the performer category. So basically, they merged the younger actor and younger actress category into one. And I'm just gonna say this. I know people have different opinions about it, but I'm gonna let everybody know now. Females are still dominating, and that's a different story for another day. Anyway, so it was the young man who played TJ, right? I forgot her name. Willow. Oh God.
Caitlin McMullen.
Kate. The girl played Faith. And Victoria, right?
Right.
Yeah. Yeah. So that was it. And Victoria won.
Yeah,
and
but
I
don't understand. She's been on there since 2007. That's how many 6-7 years. Anyway, so
yeah, but she's still under the age of 20. So basically this year, because next year the rules are going to change. I can give you this much info. This year the younger category was from however you are to the cutoff is 25. Victoria hits that mark of being under 25 years old. Now next year she will not be able to submit because now the age limit will be up until 21.
Oh.
So some of these people that are in the category now will probably be eligible for lead if they depend whoever decides it can put them in lead or supporting. Because now the age for younger is going to be the cutoff is 21. Yeah. Yeah.
Interesting. Yep. Now, you were talking about snubbing.
Oh, we were?
Yeah, let's touch on that.
Okay. So
well, I don't know if I can call it
that. Must have been rumors.
Well, I think I think the big topic of the Emmys talk was the fact that Days of Our Lives was, and the word was used, snubbed for best writing. When in recent history, we are down to 4 soaps. In case y'all didn't know, we're down to 4 soaps. So the controversy was that for years, all 4 soaps has been in drama and best series, writing, direct, all that. So this was the first year in many that Days of Our Lives was not in writing. And a lot of people felt as though that was wrong because they had good story all year round. The writing material was good, but they just didn't understand why it was snubbed. There has been some urban legends out there, some theories out there, but nobody officially has said anything. But fans are kind of split as to the reason for it. And because of the Academy, because there's more females on that board, they felt as though there was, depending on what story was submitted, and some people feel as though I'm just going to say, the rumors is that the storyline that was submitted was Allie's rape.
Oh.
And some people are speculating because of that was blackballed from being voted through.
Oh.
And that's why Days did not get best writing.
I heard about that.
Yeah.
How do you feel about that? Do you think that was right?
I did not
We don't know. We do not know. That is unsubstantiated rumor.
Right.
It is true.
What the rumor is that the rumor is that was submitted. Like I just said, nobody officially has, like Ron, dig. Nobody has said anything, and I don't think anybody will. But people are speculating that because there has got to be a reason. And look, here, what you are a fan of Days of Our Lives or not, the fact that this show, again, there's only 4 shows left. Why wasn't these 4 shows, like it's always been 4 shows for directing, production, set, makeup, all this stuff. And for this to be the one award that they weren't even a part of, like something doesn't add up. And, people add.
Oh, no, I agree.
Again,
I agree,
sadly, we're not going to get, I don't think we're going to get an answer. So people are speculating what was,
of course.
Submitted. Because like somebody said, they were up for Best Drama. And I'm going to tell you something real quick. Best Drama, I'm going to break it down for those. Best Drama is your whole package. It's the acting. It's the set. It's the production. It's the directing. It's the writing. It's the music. It's all those individual awards you see through the night, like best set design, best acting, best performance in hair and makeup, because Lord knows some of y'all didn't deserve that award either. But I'm not saying anything.
That's the truth.
I'm sorry, but design. I thought we were going in that direction.
Wait a minute. Let me just say this, Anthony, because this is not a dig. It's not a dig at who won for best hair and makeup, but my thing is y'all were home. Y'all was home for a whole year. So, of course, your hair and makeup would look on point. You did it yourself. I mean, just because you're a talk show with 4 women, I'm not saying no names, but I'm just saying, like, I could have won an Emmy for that.
Yeah.
Oh, sorry, I'm not supposed to sing.
I hear you.
I just got to say, we were talking about snubs. Before we move on from that topic, there were 2 major snubs that I'm very upset about. I'm very upset that the mannequin was not put in for Best Supporting Actress.
That's what I said. That's what I said, too. That's what I said. I don't understand.
And guest character, the moth in Sonny and Carly's Kitchen. The moth.
Wait, Anthony, hold up. Wait, we got some casting news.
This
is casting news from General Hospital. Real quick, the moth has been let go.
Oh no.
Oh, no.
Contract,
it's going to show up on Days of Our Lives.
negotiations fell through. Yeah, contract
Not enough
negotiations
green.
fell through.
Candice,
so we're going to...
Candice, real quick, where are we as far as on the negotiations for the actress who plays Amanda? Any updates on that?
Nothing right now.
Nothing?
No
okay,
info.
Fans are asking about that. We didn't know if she's due for negotiating.
I mean, I'm pretty sure pretty much everybody's probably going to be up for a negotiation because some the cycles are coming up soon. But but the Moss, you guys.
Who's replacing the Moss? Who's replacing?
Right now there's no recast for the Moss. But you will see the Moss give an exclusive interview with Take Two coming up in next week. So this is going to be. Tell your friends, y'all. Like I'm pretty sure the Moss got stories. The Moss got stories.
Yeah.
We're gonna try to get the stories
being
out of them.
replaced by 2 elephant ears outside of the grill.
Yeah. Outtakes.
Oh God. But no,
now I have a scribbling note here. Sharon Case, Lindsay Godfrey, and Stacey Hudak.
Oh yeah, for people with snuff. Yeah.
What were you discussing about that?
The 3 of them
they weren't getting the list.
Yeah.
So Sharon Case did a cancer storyline. That should have, typically that would have automatically put her into the finalized nominee category. But for me, the biggest of those 3 is Stacey Haddock. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
She did a phenomenal job with everything they gave her, and if I know exactly what reels I would have put in for her, and the fact that it was a snub. But Sharon Case too, and that's consistent. They just don't like to give her love.
Okay, so let me just say this. So Young and the Restless shocked everybody on the Emmy night and won for Best Writing.
And tell them, Candice, we learned something new.
Well, we learned something, but I'm just going to say this. The reason that they won for Best Writing was because of Sharon's breast cancer storyline. Therefore, Sharon Case yet again brought y'all an Emmy home. Thank you. The other thing is that now here's the thing, Young and the Restless fans, y'all know we're like detectives, so I can honestly say this. So you might pay attention to the credits. I don't know if everybody else does, and y'all probably did see Amanda Beale. Okay, she is a writer. She's no longer there.
She's no longer there.
Thank her. No, so when you look at the credits, you don't see her. When we looked at her internet movie database. She was there like for only a short time, but she was one of the writers credit to Young and Restless and whatnot. But again, I'm just gonna say, Sharon Case to me, and we do know she submitted. Her, Rebecca Herbst, Lindsay Godfrey should have got something. Stacey Hyde. There's a lot of stuff. So I will say this for the men's side of it. Mark Grossman was the one who I thought was snubbed. Robert Scott Wilson. I know a lot of people say I certainly have a feeling for the characters of Bennett, but I don't. To me, he did amazing acting. I will stick by for what I said, though. I do think he should have been in a supporting role, category. And I know that he did story all, but sometimes. It's sort of like Billy Flynn. It was the opposite of Billy Flynn. Billy put himself in the wrong spot that year. Every year, and I'm going to be honest, I was surprised that they only did 5, 5, 5, because usually it's 5, 6, 5, 6, 5, 6, 5, 4. They have a weird number, and I think a lot of people was snubbed. And I do say half of it, I can do too, because there was a shutdown. The shows were shut down for most of the year. And there was some talent. But what I do want to say is, and I think we all agree, is thank you to the Daytime Emmys for still having a Daytime Emmys and recognizing,
Amen.
People.
Thank you.
But what did you all think of it? I mean, did you?
I loved it. I heard a lot of complaints about it. I loved it.
I couldn't.
It was fun.
No, I don't know. I couldn't sit through it all.
I felt as though it was lacking.
It was very blah. I don't know.
It was it was nothing like I felt like I was at an assembly at school, a school assembly.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's what. And I think this too is that
it didn't have the spark.
I'm gonna be honest. You know what was the real issue?
I mean, as fans, we wanted it, but I think they dropped the ball.
Well, no, I'm gonna say,
just my opinion.
Considering this was the first year that again after having Corona, this was the first like major event, like people were actually touching, no mask and everything. I'm gonna be honest with you, if y'all would have paid me $50, if you would have paid us, including my friends, $50 to sit in the audience, we would have been way more better.
Oh, sure. No, it was very, very bland. I thought they could have done a great job.
Yeah. That was actually my issue with the audience. I felt as though, okay. I thought they were great. Butter and cheese.
They were cardboard cutouts. I thought they were
butter and cheese. Butter and cheese. I kept saying that. I was like, butter and cheese, because you know how they or like the golf or the Great Poupon. Y'all know how I would have been. I would have been like, woo! Like representing.
Just didn't seem very professional.
And not only that, but some of them did not show up to. And this is another thing, the fashion. Look, Joan Rivers, I miss you so much, but I left your spirit in me. There were some people, and I said this on social media, there were some people who showed up, who understood this was a award show. And there were some people who just rolled out of bed and was like, here I am. Like,
Maurice Bouchard, that to me was the highlight. I mean, he was just absolutely phenomenal. But other than that,
I'm gonna tell you, the top 5 people that I said was my best dressed Victoria calls that. Look, that girl, that dress, that's the split. Angelica Jolie, who? Because homegirl was giving me classic Hollywood. She was giving me boom, 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 blow. Okay? I loved her look. Brighton and Britt. Brighton James and Brittany. What? That was King and Queen. That was not even prom. That was King and Queen. Jack K. Harry.
Jack K. Yeah.
Not everybody's skinny.
And Robert Scott.
And Robert, you know, it's funny because I saw somebody said Robert was not best dressed. To me, he was dressed appropriate for his age.
Yeah.
He didn't have to do the whole button-down tie thing. I mean, some people did it, but he was he's Rob. That was chillax. Like, he wasn't all chillax. He still understood the dress code. Darnell Turner.
Yeah.
I mean, listen, what they need to do next year, Daytime Emmys, listen, because you're going to still have it on CBS. I need for it to be like a fashion review show and, like, have all of us on there.
Like the old days.
Yeah.
Like the old days.
Mm-hmm.
Like the old days, yeah.
Yeah, no, I was disappointed. I really was. I thought coming out of COVID,
I felt as though they were afraid. I don't want to say afraid. I just don't want to say that. I think they was just lacking. You know, shout out to Cheryl Underwood. I know she. You know, I was surprised because I felt like Cheryl because she's a big day.
But we're leaving something out though, guys. When all of this was in the planning stages, California had 2 severe spikes in the last couple of months. So, you know, I think behind the scenes, it was a day-to-day, you know, how are we going to be able to do this? And then they finally settled on a format. Candice, I love what you said. It was like a school assembly. But I think behind the scenes, they were going back and forth, and they finally had to just pick what they could do the best. And next year, they're going to blow it up.
It was like thrown together, and the MC. I don't know why she was the MC because I don't know. She was bland as well. It was just,
like you're watching CBS. This is CBS. Yes, I know this is CBS. This is CBS.
Yeah.
I felt like she was going to say this is CNN. This is.
Yeah.
I was like, okay, and okay. I'm going to actually be honest about something else too. All right, CBS. I'm so used to this that I also noticed it was not. Where was y'all promo for Bold and Young and the Restless and for your daytime lineup? Because I'm so used to y'all doing that during the Emmys, especially since it's on your network. I was like, wait a minute, what's going on here? I mean, again, like I said, this is the first, you know.
They could have pulled
like they could have, like, to me, I miss, you know, look, I mean, afterwards y'all did it. But the fact is that I real quick, I love the speeches. I love Marla Adams' speech when she was like, yes. And I was like, yo, this is, first and foremost, 82 years old, I believe. 82 years old. She was the oldest recipient of the Daytime Emmy. And I just love her. I was just so hyped for her that she won, that this was like, and it was her first Emmy, which proves something real quick before we wrap up. And make sure you guys take a listen to us on our previous episodes and follow us on Take Two Radio, on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram.
We got a minute and a half.
But just remember, you're never too old and never too young to do anything. If you have something in mind, go for it, accomplish it, because, honey, you are going to get a payoff.
Right. And you guys were fantastic because you were on the mark. I think you were number 1 out of 6 out of 7, so you did real good.
Yeah.
Well, we did real good, but it's kind of sad because there was a lot of politics that went into the decisions that we made for our final answers.
Yep.
Rather than best deserved versus what politics would give us. So I think it's a 50-50 on that.
Yeah.
But we got to say, guys, we don't have much time.
Good night, everyone.
Good night, everybody.
Stay safe. Stay safe, everybody.
Stay safe.
Thank you.
Stay safe.
Love you guys.
Get connected with Take Two Radio on Facebook or Twitter at Take Two Radio. For email updates on future shows, follow at Blog Talk Radio. For previous episodes, upcoming guests, and more, visit TakeTwoRadio.com.